Welcome to the Fair Housing Insiders. We are so thankful that you joined us. And please remember to subscribe here on our YouTube channel or follow and like us on your favorite social media outlet, which you can find links to in our show notes for even more fair housing news and insights. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Fair Housing Insiders. I'm your host, Jonathan Sarr, and with me today is Leslie Tucker. We are on episode 79, and we are focusing on illegal harassment in today's episode. Back in episode 57, we covered the topic of resident bullying, which discussed what property management should do if one resident is bullying another. That episode raised questions from our viewers about how to deal with employees and contractors who may be harassing or bullying their residents. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. So we look forward to Leslie's comments and insight on this topic. Before we get her feedback, let's take a look at a scenario to help set the stage of what we're discussing, and then we'll get Leslie's comments in a moment.
Morgan, I just spoke with Miss Patel in the parking lot, and she says that Fred, the pest control guy, has made several derogatory comments to her when he's been spraying in her apartment.
Oh yeah? Like what?
He comments about the curry smell in her place, and he uses a fake Indian accent when he speaks to her sometimes.
Well, you know Fred. He's just a joker. He didn't mean any harm by it. Besides, he's not an employee here, so we really don't have to worry about it.
Very nice scenario. A maintenance professional receives a complaint from a resident about harassment from a contractor. So when we take a look at this scenario, Leslie, what's your feedback on this? Is the contractor's conduct illegal?
Jonathan, it actually could be considered to be illegal because while his conduct may be perceived to be kind of general bullying, him being a jerk, making a bad joke, what he's really doing is making fun of someone's national origin. And because national origin is a protected category under the Fair Housing Act, what he's engaging in is potentially illegal harassment of that resident. So it could be illegal.
Okay, thank you. So what if you receive a complaint about a staff member harassing a resident? What would you do, or what would you recommend?
Yeah, if you get a report that one of your staff people or employees are engaging in this type of behavior towards a resident, it's not recommended. It's not best practice. It's required under the law that you take some kind of action to make sure that that behavior stops. That may require you doing some counseling. It may be that you give some sort of, notice, or it could be, depending on what how egregious the behavior is, it could mean that you terminate that employee. But as long as you are taking proactive steps to make sure that the behavior stops, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Digible is a marketing and technology company specializing in the multifamily housing industry. We're a motley crew of industry professionals who all share a passion for a common purpose: to transform the apartment marketing industry through creative, data-driven, digital marketing and technology solutions and world-class client support. Contact us today at digible.com.
So is property management the one responsible for investigating if a resident lodges a complaint about harassment from a contractor?
Yeah, this type of behavior from a contractor, from your perspective, it's really no different than if one of your actual employees is harassing a resident. You're still responsible for making sure that that behavior stops. That may be working with the contractor's company to maybe have them reassigned, to have them counseled or trained. But whatever you do, make sure that that contractor is not permitted to engage in that type of behavior anymore.
Okay, very good. Thank you. So what about retaliation. What would you share with our audience that they should keep in mind about that component?
So retaliation is always illegal, and it certainly is under the Fair Housing Act. So if you have a resident who is submitting complaints, maybe they submit a lot of complaints, maybe they are, taking up a lot of your time in the office. That doesn't mean that you can react negatively towards them. You can't take any adverse actions against them, withholding maintenance work, or non-renewing their lease, terminating their lease because they are a nuisance to you because of all their complaints. That's illegal harassment, or I'm sorry, it's illegal retaliation. And you just can't do it.
Got it. Very good. So been very beneficial for our audience, taking a little bit of a deeper dive into this topic of illegal harassment. So thank you so much, Leslie, for being on the show again today. Thank you so much to all of our audience. Until next time, take care, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and we can't wait to hear your feedback about today's episode. Do you have a topic that you would like to see discussed in a future episode? Feel free to share that with us. In the show notes, you'll see a link to sign up for our newsletter. This newsletter will keep you up to date with our latest episodes, blogs, and information about our online fair housing courses. Thank you again, and happy training.